What's going on, everybody? My name is George2D, and welcome back to Five Nights at Freddy's Rewritten and Five Nights at Freddy's Rewritten 87. And today we're going to talk about a lot of the differences from FNAF Rewritten compared to the FNAF OG series. We're also going to talk about what makes these games so much better than the originals, and we'll also talk about the mechanics that increases the horror and increases the experience of the original Five Nights at Freddy's games. We're also going to talk about a lot of the new additions, such as Golden Freddy face-off of Night 6 and FNAF 1 Rewritten, and also Shadow Bonnie making an appearance as an opposition animatronic in FNAF 2 Rewritten. So without further ado, let's get started. The story of Rewritten is a bit different from the original. Rewrtten, the developer of the Five Nights at Freddy's Rewritten series, has stated that this is a complete rewrite of the original story. So the story will end with FNAF 6 and exclude many of the sci-fi elements in sister location, which means both Ultimate Custom Night and Security Breach do not exist in the Rewritten universe. So what does this mean for the Rewritten series? Well, it means we get to have a fresh take and a fresh look at Five Nights at Freddy's in a new perspective. And you can see the similarities between Rewritten and the original FNAF series. Rewrtten has plans to release a third installment called FNAF Rewritten Missing Children, which will be the rewritten version of Five Nights at Freddy's 3. And according to Rewrtten, we'll be able to uncover more lore and more backstory on those missing children, as the name implies. I am looking forward to this Rewritten series to expand to one of my favorite games of the original series. With that being said, there was an extended gameplay trailer reveal on one of my good friends' YouTube channel, Rabbit Hat Plays. I will link his YouTube channel down below in the description box, so you should check it out right now if you want to get a glimpse of extended gameplay footage of Five Nights at Freddy's Rewritten Missing Children. And also while you're there, why not give him a sub? His content's really good, and he live streams almost every day with a group of people that are pretty cool, and sometimes me. And the content he puts out is absolutely amazing. So if you ever get a chance, give him a sub, give him a like. I'm sure he would really appreciate it. When you start up your first game in FNAF 1 Rewritten, you were greeted with a familiar room. The very same room you started in FNAF 1, the original. However, you have a journal that can help you keep track of time because there's no clock in this game, so you have no idea what time or hour you're on while you're trying to keep yourself alive from the animatronics. The journal also adds a bit of lore to it as well as you progress through the game. In nights 1 through 5, you have different entries add on as the hours go on. This adds a new layer of fear because you have no idea who's writing those notes. One difference in this game compared to the original is that Freddy has a different mechanic. According to the developer Rewrtten, Freddy works differently. He laughs every second, and when he laughs, he appears on a random camera. If he isn't on any camera, then he is at your right door. This is different to the FNAF 1 Freddy of the original, who has a path and uses the corner camera as his door position. Besides Freddy being different, Chica, Bonnie, and Foxy function the same as the original Five Nights at Freddy's. But the cool thing is, looking at Foxy still causes Foxy to slow down or stop entirely. So keeping the camera on Foxy and going down to check doors is still a viable strategy, as it was in the original Five Nights at Freddy's 1. One of the cool additions to the Rewritten series was the random events that could occur by going to specific cameras. If you look in the back room where the animatronics are being repaired, you may actually catch a random event where one of the naked animatronics will rise up, adding a little creepiness to the level. And also, if you look in the main dining hall, you may trigger the merry-go-round, or what I like to call the re-go-round, which adds perfectly to the horror that this game is trying to convey. And the last random event that I found, you could actually trigger a hand going through your monitor. If you're looking through your cameras and you flip down just for a split second, you can see a hand, which can be assumed to be Golden Freddy, reaching through your monitor. Pretty creepy. Another interesting change to FNAF 1 Rewritten is that a boss has been added to the Night 6 of this game. Instead of making the animatronics much more hectic and much more difficult to deal with, the new boss is Golden Freddy himself. Golden Freddy will appear in front of your desk, sitting and staring at you directly. To activate Golden Freddy, or this Night 6, when you hit Night 5 in FNAF Rewritten, you must enter a code at the bottom left screen when you're looking through the cameras. The code is 1983, as a reference to the bite of 83, which occurs in Five Nights at Freddy's 4 of the original story, and was heavily mistaken as the bite of 87. Once you enter the code, you'll be thrown into the next night, or Night 6 have you, and then there will be Golden Freddy waiting to bite your head off. Golden Freddy's mechanics is very simple. To avoid being bitten by Golden Freddy, all you have to do is flip open your camera and you break line of sight. Breaking line of sight of Golden Freddy causes you to not go crazy and be bit by Golden Freddy. This is the only way to avoid Golden Freddy. Now this adds a new layer of difficulty as you're trying to survive the night from the animatronics, as they are the highest difficulty for this night, as well as Golden Freddy standing right in front of you trying to bite you. Golden Freddy's appearance in this game as an antagonist that's directly related to the night progression is one of the best things added to this game, and in my opinion, one of the best features of this game that brings out more difficulty and more horror than the original could ever do. Now that we're done with Five Nights at Freddy's 1 Rewritten, let's move on to Five Nights at Freddy's 2 Rewritten, or FNAF Rewritten 87. FNAF Rewritten 87 is the rewrite of Five Nights at Freddy's 2 in the original series. With a lot of the gameplay mechanics being the same, there are some differences and changes that makes this game much more scarier to play, such as Toy Freddy. His new mechanic includes going to the power generator of the entire building and shutting it down, with you having to reboot the entire system using the camera. However, Toy Freddy does not start doing this until night 3. Another new mechanic is a flashlight being used in the office is reminiscent of the original game. However, in this game, you can use the flashlight in the camera feeds. Shining your flashlight through the camera on Toy Freddy will actually halt his progression towards the generator. This is temporary, however, and is not advised to stay for long, because you still have to take care of the animatronics still trying to attack you. Another new mechanic is when Balloon Boy finally spawns in night 2, you can actually scare him away with the flashlight. It's a pretty cool mechanic that I believe adds a quality of life update from the original game. Besides those changes, the gameplay remains practically the same. You survive through the nights for 5 nights, and you monitor the music box to make sure the marionette doesn't jump at you from the onslaught of the animatronics trying to murder you. However, everything changes after night 5. You actually get to see a cinematic showing that Mangled bites the night guard, which is the official bite of 87. And us actually seeing this occur is something pretty cool that we did not get to see in the original games. Here's the clip that you see after completing night 5 of FNAF Rewritten 87 of Mangled biting the night guard. Once night 5 is completed, you are then transferred to night 6, which is a bonus night. If you actually look in the playroom where Mangled starts off, you can actually see blood. which is indicative of the bite of 87, another cool detail in this game that the original did not have. However, this night has become increasingly difficult with the addition of a new boss, Shadow Bonnie. Shadow Bonnie's mechanics are pretty interesting. Whenever you see a prompt appear in front of your screen saying, "Come find me," you have to search through all the cameras to find where Shadow Bonnie is hiding. Once you locate him, you have to keep your flashlight on him. Once Shadow Bonnie has been erased by the light, you are free to go back to the office to protect yourself from the onslaught of the animatronics. This mechanic adds a whole new level of difficulty. While trying to keep the animatronics away from you, you also have to combat Shadow Bonnie. Now you're asking, what if I don't keep Shadow Bonnie away? What if I don't take away Shadow Bonnie from the room? What happens is the next time you see "Come Find Me," he will spawn to the right of your view in the main office. However, at this point, this is indicative that of Mangled from Five Nights at Freddy's 2 or Balloon Boy sitting in your office laughing at you. Shadow Bonnie attacks you randomly and without you knowing and ends the game. So if you get Shadow Bonnie in your office, it's pretty much game over. Talking to me? They think you are him. They always do. Is this Afton that I'm playing as now? Yo! Who's that? Is that Freddy? Oh my! Introduction of Shadow Bonnie as an animatronic to combat in the Night 6 of this game is a breath of fresh air. Adding a new layer of difficulty allows a new challenge for the player to try and fight off the animatronics while also trying to keep Shadow Bonnie from offing you as well. Before we finish with FNAF Rewritten 87, I'd like to say there is a Night 7. However, it is a non-canon night that the developer has set just because he wanted to. Rewrtten has raised the difficulty for every animatronic to its max. He did not intend for anyone to beat it. However, there are a handful of people who have actually beaten it. Night 7 is unforgivable. You must be on high alert the entire night, making every single move count, also keeping Shadow Bonnie from invading your office, which is very difficult since Toy Freddy rushes to the generator in this night, and also the animatronics non-stop stalk you in the hallway, waiting to attack you one by one. There is a reason why only a handful of players are able to beat this night. It is deemed impossible by many. But with the completion of this night, it does shed some light on the possibility of beating the night yourself. Well, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video of us getting into detail of FNAF Rewritten and FNAF Rewritten 87. If you haven't tried the games yet, I strongly encourage you to. I will link both games down below in the description box. They are both free to play. If there's anything else that I missed, or comment down below to let me know which one was your favorite. Was it FNAF Rewritten or FNAF Rewritten 87? And would you rather be chased by Golden Freddy or Shadow Bonnie? Also, be sure to hit that subscribe button and like button and the notification bell to know when I upload the moment I do, especially if you like videos like this. And that'll be it. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is George 2D, and I'm out.